Hello Earth signs, Capricorn, Taurus and Virgo. This is going to be a past life reading for you today. So as always, take what resonates and let the other bits go. And yeah, let's hook in the high frequency archangels, ascended masters, light beings, spirit guides, and of course our higher selves to assist us with this reading today. Okay, with regards to this past life of yours, Earth signs, it may be a life that you are sort of experiencing parts of that in a sort of a repeated pattern, possibly. Okay. Starting off with the Ten of Swords. So that's looking like there was something back then that you finished up with. I mean, it could even be that literally you were killed on the battlefield, possibly. Let's see what else is going to jump out here. But it could just mean that, there was a new beginning, or maybe you moved into a spiritual realm or a more spiritual way of being. Actually, I'm just going to... Okay. This interesting thing is what's come out here is this is like a church. Okay. And so it could well be that maybe you went through a dark night of the soul in a past life. Okay, maybe you experienced a whole lot of really difficult challenges, and maybe you then turned to God, or maybe you became a working practically with your hands. There was something that you did either practically or spiritually here or creatively, that was a big move from this. There was a big shift in your life that you went through. And maybe you're going through something similar at the moment. Okay, maybe you've just realised that you needing to change what you have been doing, or maybe you've been going through a process of change, and this is an awakening. Okay, this was an awakening of sorts. So, perhaps in a past life you went through a spiritual awakening. And here we have the Two of Cups. So, that could mean that you did have a partner in that life. And I'm thinking that maybe something may have happened to them. Let's continue. But I think you experienced a lot of intimacy, a lot of love, a loving connection here, okay, in that life. Knight of Pentacles. And I think you definitely had plans to, build something with this person, and more than likely you did, okay. And and you worked your way up here. So you became, this is someone who's achieved quite a bit, and they're looking to take the next step, or they're considering whether they're going to take another step, okay. And being in this life, this is the future, so this could actually be talking about now. And maybe you are also now in your current life at this point of threshold of, you're aware that if you move in certain directions, it's going to be good for your frequency. It's going to help you to lift your frequency and move into a better version of yourself, a higher version of yourself. Okay. And I think you're looking at building your legacy here. This can also be to do with family connections. Fascinating thing was, I did a pre-shuffle for this reading, and this card did come out, okay? So there was something about legacy that came through in the pre-shuffle as well. Ace of Cups. And so Spirit has your back. Okay. And I think this is a very spiritual card, and I feel like that you probably felt guided by Spirit for much of your life. Okay, Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. Guided by some sort of invisible force, whether that's, your higher self or a spirit guide, okay? You felt really connected to Source, I think. And wow, Ace of Pentacles, this is a new beginning, maybe a new lifestyle. It's interesting here that in your past life you had this, it's like this seed of potential. You held this seed of potential in your hand, and I think you did plant that. You did go ahead and plant that. And, you reap the rewards of that. And I think you're probably looking to do that again. But this could be a concern that maybe you're going to miss an opportunity, or which opportunity should you take up, okay? King of Wands also just appeared for fire signs. So this is about your earth signs moving into your empowerment. And yeah, there's a lot of this high frequency yellow. There's a lot of passion, commitment, ambition, really wanting to, I guess, be of service, but act from a place of compassion, passion, and motivation and interest. So I think you're wanting to, if you are going to be leading others here, air signs, I think you're wanting to do that coming from a place of passion and real connection within you, okay? Not something that someone else has told you that you should do, okay? It's going to be something that's coming from within you. Actually, we're just going to look at the bottom of the deck here. Knight of Cups also appeared for fire signs. So this is about you, bringing love to the situation. Could also be about good news coming in. Maybe there's going to be an opportunity that's going to present itself to you as well. So, yeah, regarding this past life, I feel like there was a metaphorical death that you went through, okay? And it could even be that maybe there were expectations placed upon you to be a certain way, and maybe you basically pulled away from that and you went, no, I'm just going to go and do my thing. I'm going to go be a builder. I'm going to go serve in the church, or whatever it is that your heart was calling you to do. And I think maybe you are at the moment really tuning into what your heart is calling you to do here, and it's looking like you're going to be able to do it, because this is the red, that passion, that heartfelt desire. You could be feeling, I guess, that this is going to be either one or two things, or both. That maybe you feel a bit pressured to fulfill family responsibilities, or this could be that whatever it is you're going to be doing here is going to help you to create a legacy, so to create a foundation, a financial and practical and material foundation, okay, but also health and well-being as well. Let's clarify that center, because yeah, that past life, you definitely went through an awakening here, okay. There was something about I think it was to do with society pressures. For some reason, I'm getting Middle Eastern vibes. Sire of Swords, King of Swords. Yeah. So I think maybe this could have been, maybe there was a betrayal or something like that went on, and maybe there was people in authority, and you decided to sort of pull away. Maybe there was some unethical stuff going on that you weren't aligned with, okay, and you didn't really want to be party to this, this is a real air of air. It can also be disassociated. It could be impractical. I mean, sometimes, if we're looking at like a tyrant kind of figure in the tarot, I kind of think that the King of Swords would probably be the one that would closest fit that bill, maybe the Emperor. But the King of Swords is all about the ideas, probably, although the King of Wands is still looking for power as well, so that could also be, a bit of maybe not. But, I mean, this could be that you were, there was something that went awry to do with this energy there. But it could also have been about you awakening to your intelligence and your insight there to know what to do in that situation. Let's clarify. Two of Cups. Just going to check the time, excuse me. Okay. Okay, we have Wheel of Fortune. So this could have been maybe it was a karmic tie. Okay, you may have felt love and connection here, and higher self, but it might not have been a soulmate. It might have been a karmic connection, which of course, I like to think that probably 90% of connections that we have are karmic. It's more the exception than the rule that we hit upon our soulmate. So, that happens a lot as well. But anywho, yeah. So this was definitely to do with a past life here, and yeah, I think maybe you were. This is a knight here. So, it could have been that maybe you were one of those knights that was sort of, that kind of went around to the villages and just to sort of make sure that people are okay. Hopefully you weren't pillaging the villages, but yeah. But maybe that was something, maybe there was something in your job description that you weren't actually in alignment with, and so you basically, like enough was enough for you, and you just sort of left. And I think you got into something else here. Okay, let's clarify and that could be something that you're going through at the moment. Okay, maybe there's some BS that's going on around you that you kind of had enough of. So 3 of Wands is clarified by the Queen of Swords and the 7 of Swords. Yeah, so I think you're going inward you were at this point here, you're going inward to really figure out what's going to be the best decision for you in alignment with your heart moving forward. Okay. And this is about sifting. The 7 of Swords is about sorting out your values and your beliefs, sorting out your values, what is true for you, what's important to you. And also Queen of Swords is bringing in that heart and that compassion, self-understanding. And what's going to be, I get the feeling here that maybe you turned into like a merchant or a seller of goods or a trader or something like that. Okay. And that, maybe that's something that you're looking into at the moment. Let's clarify the 10 of Pentacles here for you, Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo as signs. You have 2 symbols of your higher self here, which is interesting. So you're definitely becoming more spiritually aware. And I think maybe in this life you've naturally kind of blended your practical life and your spiritual life. That's the feeling I'm getting from this. You have a very strong sense of, spiritually what the right thing for you is. Or what rings true. This is, unconditional love, spiritual connection. Okay, and I think you are attuned to that. Okay, because you're earth signs, you're very connected to Gaia, so you're automatically connected to that unconditional love that's coming from Gaia. Okay. And for anyone else that has, earth in their chart, by that I mean planets in Capricorn, Taurus, or Virgo. And with these readings, check out any, Sun, Moon, Venus, Ascendant sort of signs as well. For these readings, I'm just doing the elements. Okay, finally. And we have the Ace of Cups again. So I think at the moment, you are kind of really coming into alignment with your own personal truth, and you're bringing a lot of love to the situation here. I think you're really tapping into your own ability to unconditionally love yourself. Okay. And that this is about, you bringing love into yourself. This was the overall energy for the reading. You also have the World here. So I think it's all coming together for you here, Earth signs, actually. It's looking pretty awesome. And not only that, I think you are, moving into your power. And I think this change that you went through, there could be apprehension, because maybe when you went through this shift previously, where you changed from, powers that be, there were things that were going on that didn't resonate with you and you had to leave that situation in terms of your career or your livelihood. Okay. Maybe there were sort of challenges that went along with that, and maybe, you know, you could be a bit reluctant at the moment to do that, but I think you're feeling there's almost an irresistible urge to make this transition. So we're just clarifying the King of Wands here, because I think you're going to be sitting in your power here. Here we have the Three of Cups. Yeah, it's a lot of joy. That's joy and fulfillment here in your, you know, in your empowerment, in your ability to step into, you know, your ambition, your passion, whatever it is, and you're holding space for yourself to make this transition, I think. I would also just like to grab one of these, and this is a new opportunity, okay? So this is a new thing. You're leveling up here, Earth signs, which is awesome. Yeah, World and Judgment card in your reading means that it's, this is, you know, your higher self calling here, and you are hearing that call. This is, you know, driving the reading. It's in your subconscious. It's coming through. It's being, you know, it's being made more conscious as you go through this process of, you know, and this past life could be particularly relevant for you at this time. So it could be worth doing some meditation and just, you know, particularly meditating on what was it that you had to let go of, and what type of thing was it that you moved into with regard to your livelihood, your career, and your way of, you know, supporting yourself. You know, was this a spiritual venture? Was it a creative thing you did with your hands? And it could be something that will help you currently. Okay. Or maybe you did indeed, you know, with this Queen of Swords, this is intellectual prowess. I mean, maybe you're looking at moving into using your intelligence, using your communication and your mind to create new opportunities for you, or to tap into those new opportunities that are around. Let's grab a card here. Just grab one off the top. Grab a few actually. Trust, yep. Trusting yourself here, Crystal Cave. And crystals might be resonant. You might be resonant with crystals. You can get, if you research crystals, you know, you can get ones that are types that are really good for meditation. I believe amethyst is really good. Yeah, I have amethyst. I also have clear quartz here. It's good for clearing your energy field as well. Uncertainty. Yeah, I mean, I did sort of pick up on that there was a, you know, you could be uncertain at this time as to what to move into, but I think you're having a similar feeling like there's something you need to let go of, maybe. And it's always hard, you know, change is always a challenge. Passage, okay, this is like a rite of passage, but maybe as you go into meditation, visualize yourself walking down a really long passage. You can actually do past life regression meditations. I think there are some on YouTube, or go see a past life regression therapist. Could really be helpful there as well. And yeah, as you go down the long corridor or the passage, when you get to the end, this is in your meditation, okay? Visualize yourself opening a big door. Do all this slowly. Make sure you're deeply relaxed. Don't have any interruptions, okay? And yeah, just allow yourself to walk through into an environment. Just look down at your feet first of all, as you're in your imagination, just to see what you're wearing, then, you know, see what clothing you're wearing and where you are. But you need to be really deeply relaxed to do that. Strength. So it's focusing on your breath work, okay? Lying flat on the floor on your back, just, you know, really relaxing. Strength. Yeah, because this is with your King of Wands here. The King of Wands embodies a whole lot of strength, okay? As does the Queen of Swords. You know, there's a lot of strength in compassion, and that combination of compassion and understanding and intelligence, okay? I also like to grab on the bottom of the deck here. Focus. Yeah. Focusing here, Earth signs, on your ability to create this awesome life that you want. You've doubled up on the Ace of Cups, so this is like abundance, spiritual. The spiritual is coming into your life more, and for you to tune into the spiritual aspect of yourself, i.e. your higher self here. Okay? And to really take that into account when you're making decisions and moving forward. So I think we might wrap it up there. I hope that's been helpful. Look forward to the next reading. In the meantime, have a great day, great week. See you again soon.